Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Hardline Truck Series here in Original Rebels Racing League. And tonight, the James Smith Memorial 150 here on Rebel Racing Network. I'm Eddie Smith, and boy, I am glad to have y'all here as we are getting ready for what is going to be an exciting race, exciting season, new year, new season. And tonight, we're going to give it all to you here, every bit of the action. There's going to be a lot of it, I can tell you that right now, as qualifying is just getting underway. And, man, going to be interesting to see what happens tonight as we have a lot of drivers trying to qualify their way in. I think we're going to have some folks that are actually going to go home tonight. So a lot of pressure as qualifying gets going. But really, really excited to get this season going. I think we're going to have a lot of fun, and it is going to be a blast this season. I think the end of last season was a lot of fun, and I think tonight is going to be a start to a really, really awesome season. So I want to thank all of our sponsors as we get going. Of course, the main title sponsor, Hardline Transport Solutions with Mike Bertosa. Definitely thank their support. Huge supporter of this series and has been for a few seasons. And as well as all the award sponsors that go along with it. Kinder Farmer Ranch for the Wreckage Rewind, Flexible Freight Solutions. We've got Dark Horse Motorsports, No Neck Fast Repair, Chuck Pegleg Felts, and Jet-Bi Junior Art. I want to thank all of our sponsors as tonight we're getting ready to really get it going tonight. But just trying to get everything going as qualifying is popping off as we speak. Want to make sure that I got all the sponsors. We got a lot of supporters here. Little bit new thing this season. We had two different series. We had Rebels and Outlaw, and this season we combined them. So there are going to be a lot of guys from the Outlaw series that you're going to know, and the Rebels Truck series, and we're putting them all in one league, and that way we can crown one truck champion. And tonight we're going to start that off. But let's go ahead and jump into some qualifying. Let's get the standings up so you can see what's going on as qualifying is underway. And let's go and see if we can maybe hone in on some guys that are on track now. And here we are looking at Chuck Pegleg Felts. Just looks like he may be just finishing up his qualifying time. He is currently sitting in the 5th position with a 30.87, which is good enough for 6th place, as Kieran Church goes to the top of the board and takes over that top spot. We'll look through the list. Looks like everybody's pretty much getting their qualifying times in. We go on board with Chris McLean. Let's go ahead and watch him as he goes around the track. And we'll actually go to our webcam split, see what he's looking like. Got a lot of concentration on that face as he goes down into turn 1. Trying to put down a extremely fast lap. 30.8s, 30.7s are what is on top of the board. And you can see his last lap of 31.123 as he's really trying to get that truck wound up and get it to the start-finish line. You're going to see him cut that front straightaway here. Take as much time off the lap as he can. We'll see where he ends up. And Chris McLean on his first lap goes to the 8th position as they are running 3 laps. So they have 1 lap to kind of get the tires warmed up, and then 2 more. That way, if they have a mistake or something, they're able to do something with that. So he'll get 1 more lap to try to best that time. It's a really cool idea. Normally in these tires, 1 lap's not enough. The tires, you're basically going to throw that lap away anyway. And so having 1 extra lap sure does make a difference, just in case you make a mistake, you get another chance. And after that lap, McLean not able to increase his time, actually loses about a 10th and a half on the 3rd lap, and he will settle in the 8th position. And looks like, I can't see if we got anybody else on the track. Looks like everybody's almost gotten their laps in. Got a little bit of time. Should be right around now. Yep, time is up. So we will see who is going to make it into the race, and it looks like 3 drivers Uh, there we had more than 43 drivers tonight, so it looks like we had 46 sign up and put down a qualifying time. Unfortunately, 3 drivers, Christian Dedman, Brett Redder, and Ray Page, will not be able to make the race tonight. Definitely disappointing. Not the way that we want it to go, but unfortunately, only 43 drivers can get into the race, and so unfortunately for these drivers, they will not make the show tonight. But it does add a little bit of, I don't know, just it makes it a little bit tough. Makes qualifying really, really stressful when you know you're not guaranteed a spot in the field. It's just like old NASCAR back in the 90s, man. They were bringing, almost 50 drivers to the track, and 43 were making the race. So a lot of guys spent all that time all week preparing, getting cars ready, getting B-Bob and who knows what to pit the car and get down to the track, and then they're not able to make the race. So it happens. And tonight, Christian Dedman, Brett Redder, Ray Page. There is a 4-lap little race. If they wanted to, we had over 60 people signed up for this series, and so we didn't know if maybe 60 people showed up. That would be a lot of people going home. So we thought give them a little parade race to give them a little bit of time, but I can't tell if anybody's actually gridding up, and I totally understand. So we'll get ready, get the grid going in just a moment, and we'll get this race underway. Really excited to see how this is going to play out. We'll get through this grid really, really quickly as this little heat race should automatically swap over, so we'll see how that plays out. But got a couple in-race reporters tonight. We got Mike Veith, and looking forward to seeing maybe what his thoughts and things are during the race. We'll pull him in at during caution flags, different times of the race, and see what he thinks about it. And Charlie Elmore also going to be a in-race reporter. So we'll pull those guys in, give y'all an inside look. We'll be talking about a lot of different drivers. But like to have a couple drivers give you some insight, what's going on in the race, what they're seeing out there, give you that raw that raw commentary that you like to hear from these guys. A lot of these guys are not going to hold back, so that's why I pick them. We pick a certain amount or a certain type of driver for that reason. But yeah, looks like the green flag is going. There's nobody out there on the track as well. All 3 drivers are not going to grid up, which I totally understand. I would not either. But yeah, let's talk about some of the things that we're going to do tonight. Some of our sponsors that we're going to give out. Of course, we got the race graphic, James Smith Memorial. Really appreciate that. Starting grid is going to be Jeff By Jr. starting lineup. We got the best paint by Jeff By Jr. Art. Thank him for sponsoring those awards. You got the Dark Horse Motorsports Hard Charger Award that we'll give out at the end of the race to the person that makes up the most positions throughout the race. You got the No Neck Fast Repair Hard Luck Award. If you get into a wreck, forget to check your fast repair, you might be the No Neck Fast Repair Hard Luck Award winner. And then we have the Flexible Freight Solutions post-race show. And, of course, we got the Peg Leg Pole Award to give out. Let's go ahead and talk about the schedule as we're waiting on this to finish up. And let's look at the schedule for this season. They ran Eldora Dirt last week as a non-points event, non-broadcasted. Looked like it was a lot of fun. I can't imagine it not being fun. Dirt racing is just a blast. Very, very difficult. But those who know how to do it, man, they definitely can show off. Chicagoland tonight. Going to be an amazing race. Chicagoland, very abrasive. Going to put on a good show. Iowa, Homestead, Dover. Man, we're talking about really, really good tracks as we get in through the season. So this season looking really, really good. We'll be excited to see how it all plays out at the end of the season as this race is finally going to get over, and we're going to move on into the grid. And let's go ahead and bring up your, well, it's going to be the Peg Leg Pole Award, but also going to be the Jeff By Jr. Art starting lineup. Let's go ahead and get through that as we get through it. Your peg leg pole winner is going to be Kieran Church. Talked to Kieran before the race, and he said, man, I don't know if I'll even make the race. Well, a man sits on the front row on the pole with the peg leg pole award with a 30.774. Elliot Carlson, a new name for me, starts outside the front row. Steve McDonald, what in the world? My man's been practicing as he sits third on the second row. You got Cody Boehm on the outside of the front row, Final Four driver last season. Eric Tracy starting in 5th. Sean Cool starting in 6th. Chuck Pegleg-Phelps starting in 7th. Chris McLean starting in 8th. Tracy Passons starting in 9th. 10th, Dylan Bates. Blake Hopp starting in 11th. Starting 12th is Daniel Pope. Starting 13th, Jonathan Cofield. Starting 14th is Charles Stephen Jr. Starting 15th, Travis Bieber. Starting 16th, Brandon Pollock. Starting 17th, Corey Bigley. Starting 18th, Josh Oswald. Starting 19th is the man himself, Matt Clemens. Starting 20th, Fry Hubbard. We got to move on through this. Mike Kostick starting 21st. 22nd, Todd Schott. Starting 23rd, Garrett Kinder. Charlie Elmore starting 24th. 25th, Jason Lotridge. Tyler Weeks. Jerry LeGrand. Aaron Adcock. Kyle Roberts, Andy Kurtz, Matt Telder, Rick Rube, Mickey Isaac, Greg Froenig, Alex Veith, Mike Veith, one of your in-race reporters, Brandon Wallace, Matt Knights, Butch Taylor, Jonah Colbert, Gary Wright, Phil Manzo, and Tyler Rice bringing up the tail end of the field. And my goodness, that is a big old field. That's your Jeff By Jr. starting lineup as we are getting ready to go green here at Chicagoland. Pace truck going to pull off, and man, we're getting ready to get going. Barney's got the flag in hand, and we are green here on the new season of the Hardline Rebels Truck Series, and we are green. Kieran Church is going to get out to a pretty good start as he has Elliot Carlson behind him in that 09 machine, and Cody Boehm looking to the inside already. This track is very, very wide open early on. You'll have to start working on those tires as we move on through. Oh, it's Kieran Church going to get loose. I can't click him. He's falling down falling down so fast. Everybody able to get out of his way, but Kieran Church, our pole sitter, is going to get loose down into turn 3 and almost loses it, but he pancaked the wall pretty hard. But we stay green as, man, that was a very, very scary thing for him as he just gets loose and goes right up into the wall, and he is hurting bad. He's going to need a caution as that right side is all tore up. We'll try to go back and find that as he was right here. It's going to be probably a little bit after. Let's go back and check the Kinder Farm and Ranch wreckage rewind as we're looking at Kieran here. You see him just get loose. He's trying to catch it. Goes right up into the wall, and everybody able to get by pretty quickly. But man, very, very scary there for the field as that could have been really, really bad. But that gives over the lead to Elliot Carlson. But man, not for long as this is a big old field. And what I was talking about before that happened is you're pretty much wide open early on. You can make that top side work, get the momentum off the top side, get it wound up, and make a run on somebody. But as the tires start to wear out, that right front is going to be extremely, extremely important, and you're going to have to take care of it as we got door-to-door action here for the lead. But draft is going to play a big part of this race as well, as caution does come out. It looks like Jonah Colbert, Butch Taylor have gone off track. Looks like Tyler Weeks with some damage there in the 44. Try to see what happened as we'll go back and check this out on replay. Got the 9 of Mike Veith under Jonah Colbert. It looks like the 44 already wall. We'll back it up a little bit, see what happened to him. Looks like the 03 gets a big run off the corner. I'm having to learn everybody's number. Oh, the 03 is Jason Lottridge. He gets a big run off this top side. Oh, got somebody into the wall right in front of him. I don't know who that was. Just a chain reaction there as we go back and watch it again. I'm trying to see who that was right in front of him. Whoever that was got into the wall. Looks like the 20 of Charlie Elmore gets into the wall. That sort of starts this chain reaction. And you see Jason Lottridge get into the back of Tyler Weeks and goes around Tyler Weeks with pretty bad damage. Just a chain reaction there, guys, trying to catch up at the right time. Not able to get it woed up as somebody gets into the wall. So as far as takers on pit road, not any yet. So we'll see. We'll see if anybody decides to do it. I can't say that I see anybody that went down pit road, so everybody's staying out. As they are most likely limited on tire sets, they're going to take care of that. And you're not going to be willy-nilly about jumping down pit road, getting 4 tires every time. So, but already on lap 7, the first caution of the night. I'll tell you what, we got a lot of drivers in the field. We got so many heavy hitters, just so many guys that are extremely fast. This season's going to be amazing as, man, there's just so many names. Last season's champion, Jonah Colbert, he is currently in the 29th position, already up 11 spots from where he started. No surprise there, as looks like he started in the back. And going to take his time, move his way up to the front. Only 100 laps, so not a whole lot of time, especially if you end up with a lot of cautions. Can't make up a whole lot of ground. Could be frustrating, but if there's anybody could do it, I mean, he won the championship last season, and a lot of these guys showed up towards the end of the season, and he was able to get up there and take that championship with a third-place finish in the championship race. So if anybody can do it, it's definitely Jonah. I'll tell you what, let's bring in one of our in-race supporters. Let's talk to Mike Veith already and see what he thinks about what's going on in this race. If I can get him up here. Mike Veith, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I do.
Well, man, a little scary deal there on that incident. Kind of talk me through what happened, what it looked like from your point of view there.
You have no idea how I got through that. I just saw the truck spinning. I started backing out a little bit early and was able to turn and miss it. But, man, that'll get your attention in a hurry.
Yeah, that'll get the adrenaline flowing. Well, you're about to go green. Appreciate you talking to me, and good luck.
Thanks.
As we get him down into his channel, that's Mike Veith getting a little info about what he saw. And, yeah, scary moment there. As always, guys, getting brand new season. Y'all got to give me a little bit of time to get back into it. And I wanted to add a lot of new stuff this season, so we got a lot going on. And it's a big old field. You see some guys in the back sort of checking up. Oh, we got contact back here. As we're going green, I can't see who that was, but somebody falling back really, really quick. It's like it's a 21 of Gary Wright on that restart. Just a chain reaction with a lot of guys, sort of an accordion effect. It looks like we were able to get that thing back going. But already up front, we got Cody Boehm trying to defend that bottom as Chris McLean all over the back bumper with Dylan Bates going down to the inside. and trying to get that second position. Chris McLean had that run and wanted to use it to go by the 78. 78 blocks, 5 decides to go up to the top line, and Dylan Bates looked like he was going to try to make that truck work, not able to do it though. So Cody Bame hangs on to that spot as caution is out again, as it looks like Todd Schott has gone around. Man, a lot of cautions here early. Not surprising, 43 truck field, lots of new guys, new faces, first race of the season. Not surprising in the least bit. If you think it's going to go green start to finish, I don't know what to tell you. There is a lot of dudes on the track, and we're gonna have this as people are still learning to race around each other. Let's go back and see what happened to Todd Schott. Oh, Todd, looks like in the 29. I'm still learning everybody's number, so it's going to take a little bit of time. But you see Todd Schott there going around the 29 of Fry Hubbard was involved in that. We'll go on the far chase cam. Let's check that out one more time on the Kinder Farmer Ranch. Wreckage rewinds it. Yeah, Todd just sort of clears himself up there. Not quite there. Fry Hubbard was definitely there, and just kind of pushes Fry into the wall. And Todd, though, at the end of it, is going to get the worst of it. He comes right down in front of the 23. I have to check and see who the 23, Aaron Adcock, and then Brandon Wallace there at the end with a little bit of contact to finish it off. But looks like Todd Schott able to get that thing back going and get it back running as he's going down pit road. Likely going to have to get that fast repair. Depends on how much damage you have in these trucks. They're very, very particular about the damage. I don't know what it is about the truck versus any other vehicle in iRacing, but if you just clip any part of the truck, I mean, you can clip the right rear, you blow the left front tire. I just don't understand it, but you have to be careful. Every little bit of damage will definitely upset these trucks. And here at this track, because wide open, on new tires, cooler tires is a thing, you need that truck to be hooked up. You cannot have any toes knocked out. Any little bit of damage is going to make a huge difference, especially aero, front bumper damage, rear bumper damage. If that spoiler is a little bit off, it's going to make a huge difference. So you got to keep that truck clean. So guys going down, getting their fast repairs most likely, is you got to have a clean truck. You're going to lose the draft. You're not going to be able to keep up, and you're going to find yourself losing a ton of positions really fast. This track is very, very draft heavy until you get about 15, 20 laps into the race. So these early runs like this, we're not able to spread out. It's gonna be really, really tough to really make anything happen. So you kind of have to get any position that you can pretty early, and we'll see what these guys are able to do. We'll get a couple long green flag runs. We'll see what everybody has. But right now, Cody Bame out front. Chris McLean running in second place. Dylan Bates in third. Elliott Carlson in fourth. Tracy Parsons is your top five as we run. Steve McDonald drop back just a few spots, but definitely it seems like he's being really patient. As looks like we've got a couple drivers deciding to come down pit road. Garrett Kinder comes down. About 28 seconds on the pit road, so he must have had a little bit of damage. So we'll keep an eye out on that as he is back out on track. Truck looks pretty good, but you got Jason Lotchers coming down, maybe getting a fast repair after getting involved in that. Charlie Elmore as well. So some guys coming down, making some definitely some strategy calls and using their their fast repairs a little bit early. Not what you want to do here in a 100-lap race. You want to hang on to that fast repair. Just like I said, a draft kind of keeps everybody together. You want to have that fast repair in your back pocket in case something goes wrong. So far, biggest movers are Jonah Colbert and Philip Monzo in that number 40 machine, up 18 spots from where he started. These guys, a little beneficiary from those guys pitting, but we also have some big movers in Mike Beath, our in-race reporter, Kyle Roberts, Jerry LeGrand. So some guys really moving through the field. Have to keep an eye out. Got a lot of people in chat. We got Aaron Johnson, Tyler Taliente Sorry, bud. We got Bally Civic. We got Kevin Kinder in chat. Appreciate y'all. Glad to have y'all watching. Y'all let me know how everything sounds. If I need to turn something up, you let me know. But we're getting ready to go back green. Lights are out on the pace truck as we're going to get these boys rolling again and see if anybody can make anything happen. Maybe get a long green flag run, see a fuel run, see how these trucks do whenever the tires start to wear out. This surface really, really abrasive. So if we can get those long green flag runs, it can make for some really, really good racing. So Bame going to lead the field once again, has taken over the lead, has yet to give it up, been really defensive on these restarts, as he definitely does not want to give up the lead, as if you can get out ahead, get a few laps under your belt, kind of let the pack spread out a little bit, you know, you're really, really can hang on to spots, because if you get out of the groove early, you could find yourself losing 5 or 6 spots really, really quickly. But so far, so good for him. Right behind him, Dylan Bates going for that second place position. Chris McClain going to fight as hard as he can. But it looks like Dylan's going to be able to take that position away. As he's going to do a little crossover, goes down to the inside. Chris McClain looking really, really racy tonight. I think these two are going to always. Chris McClain washes up the track a little bit. Dylan Bates with a fantastic save as they make contact off of 4. And Dylan Bates going to lose a ton of spots, but a little contact early as, man, these guys racing hard. See Daniel Pope there in the number 16, Sean Cool in 25, all working their way towards the front. Right behind them, got Chuck Phelps and got Charles Stevens Jr. Let's go on board with Charles Stevens Jr. as we'll see what it looks like from inside the cockpit. You're trying to defend a bunch of guys and trying to hang on to a spot. Driving that number 88 machine. It's got Blake Hopp on the inside. This is for the 12th position. That top side just going to be really, really tough. You see, he has to put a lot of wheel into it. Definitely see they're wide open. Anytime you're wide open, the bottom line going to be faster. You get a run off the top side, but it's just not enough right now. We'll see as the race goes on if that top side becomes more and more valuable. You know, it may be really valuable. Charles Stevens, he's working it early and has a good feel for it. Is Travis Beaver going to pull a little slider right in front of him and take over that position? So Charles falling back just a little bit, going to look down to the inside, fight back. Love to see it. Just see this track, how abrasive it is, how much fun it is to drive. So Charles has to lift just a little bit. Charles, ARCA Series champion 2 seasons ago, so he knows how to win these races. He knows how to race the. He knows how to run it, have a championship run. It's not all about winning as fast as possible. Get up to the front as fast as possible. Sometimes it's about being smart, getting to the end, getting those points, and being there in that final 4 when the playoff starts. So far, Charles Stevens Jr. getting it done. As we go on back, we'll check in on a couple drivers. Andy Kurtz. Andy started in the 30th position in that 05 machine. Andy, no slouch. Multiple series champions. And he has that Valvoline machine moving as he is up 13 spots. Lots of big movers, but I would expect to see Andy Kurtz up in front as he is really, really moving in that Valvoline. Got a couple Valvoline cars in the race tonight. We'll have to give out the best paint award, the Jeff By Jr. Art best paint. And you know, sometimes you have to play to the judge a little bit. Valvolines can sure do get it done for me. Is you know, somebody I noticed already is that 39 of Blake Hopp in that Valvoline Chevrolet. Man, it looks good. I sure do like it. You know, it's simple. Somebody might say, well, this is simple, but sometimes those are the best schemes. Those are some of my favorites. And I mean, you literally just put Valvoline on the truck and all. It just is what it is. But Blake started 11th, moved up one spot. You see there. See the time starting to fall off. His best lap was a 31 flat. Qualifying was 30.7. Ooh, somebody into the wall. Looks like Brandon Pollock. Oh, no, it's Elliott Carlson. Looks like he got into the wall. And you can see big front end damage on that 09 machine. I'm not really sure what happened to Elliott. Let's see if we can go back and maybe if I don't see anything, go back and see. He was getting passed by Daniel Pope here. May have to wait a little bit. Oh, it looks like there was a little bit of contact between Chris McLean with Cody Bame. It gets sideways, and unfortunately, Carlson was just sort of a another innocent bystander. As go on board and check this out. You can see the 05 on the inside trying to make this pass work. Cody Bame defending hard, making him work for it. They both make contact. Tracy passes, getting to that right rear, and oh my goodness, I don't know who that was, but they got a whole bunch of damage. As Elliott comes off the I don't know who that was, but man, big hit out of the 09. And let's see if we can see who that was. Just a lot going on there. The 58, oh, that's Jonathan Cofield, takes a big shot to that right side. But I tell you what, with 43 drivers on the track, when something goes wrong, it really goes wrong. There's a lot that's happening in these wrecks where these guys they're doing a good job of not bringing out the caution, but man, there's just like an accordion effect of just so many drivers right on top of each other. Great job by Elliott Carlson to not wreck, bring out a caution. Same with Jonathan Cofield. We'll check on him real quick. That 58 truck, you can see very bad damage on that machine. He's moving up really quick, but that's going to put him behind the 8 ball. You know, it's tough. You want to say, well, I'll just go down pit road, take my faster pair, but you can't. You're going to lose a lap. So you kind of have to hold on to it. If that truck can kind of drive okay, and you're able to keep some sort of speed, you're going to lose a lot of spots, but it's better to wait for a caution to come out than it is to pit and go a lap down. So you're going to have to ride it out. Let's go on board with him and see. You can see that front end sort of shifting a little bit. He's got a lot of wheel. You get on that right front, it pushes that toe in. It makes the truck not want to turn as you go into the corner. You'll see him having to lift quite a bit, let that thing roll down to the bottom. Just a lot of damage on that 58 machine. Let's go back up front. Daniel Pope starting to hunt down the 78 of Cody Bame. Daniel Pope up 10 spots, started in the 12th position, and has already, on lap 28, gotten to the back bumper of Cody Bame, able to dodge all the craziness that's been going on up front. All the guys who are being aggressive don't seem to be here anymore. Not a surprise, as that seems to be the way that things go. But man, if you'll look at this track map I'm going to show you right here, you can see everybody all on top of each other. Got a few drivers, the 6th and 64, sort of towards the back. That's Tyler Rice and let's see, Matt Knights. And you got the 19 and 81 sort of a little bit further back from the field, but everybody else sort of mushed into one big old pack. Got a couple mini packs, but we got a battle for the lead here as Daniel Pope goes down to the inside. Cody Bame makes it pretty easy for him. Let's see how easy he fights him here. He fought Chris McLean really hard last time. And Daniel Pope able to take that top spot, take over the lead. And that's where you want to be, out front. If you can get out there, that clean air makes a big difference, not being tucked up under somebody, getting the full force of that downforce on the front end of that truck, making it turn, especially as the tires start to wear. You definitely want to be in that position if you can, excuse me. And if you can hear it, you can start to hear guys really lifting off the throttle. We're full throttle for the first few laps or so. But as the tires start to wear out, you can And here Cody really charging turn 3 and 4, giving it a little bit of brake, and then getting right back on the throttle. You have to keep the momentum up. You cannot let it. If you lift or get on the gas just a little bit too late, man, you lose everything. You get a little bit of boost from the draft, but it's so important that you keep the speed up. It's anything that you lift or have to brake or have to get out of the gas, it can cost you 2 or 3 spots. You see everybody sort of on top of each other. So far, so good for Daniel Pope. Cody Boehm there starting to pull away just a little bit, about half a second over Sean Cool in the 25 machine at Velocity Motorsports machine back here in 3rd place. Let's go ahead and do a little go through the field as we've got a little bit of time here and things are starting to spread out. Let's see where the dust is settled. We got Tracy Passons in the 4th position. Dylan Bates settled in the 5th spot. Right behind them is Travis Beaver. Tasmanian Devil 114 running in 6th. Chuck Phelps holding on to that 7th place position. That's where he started. He ain't giving it up. Steve McDonald doing a great job. Had a fantastic qualifying effort, but has lost a few spots, but still holding on to that top 10 as he is doing a fantastic job with it. I mean, starting up front is a huge thing. You can get up front, that makes a big difference. Charles Stevens Jr., we talked about him, and Blake Hopp rounding out top 10. Let's go check this little battle out here. This is Kyle Roberts, Mike Kostick, Jonah Colbert, Josh Oswald, and it's like Corey Bigley in that 28 red and black Chevrolet. A little big group. This is for the 11th position. Guys trying to make their way into the top 10. As we got Chris McLean down pit road. Not sure if this is a scheduled stop. I would imagine if you can make it on one stop, which I would imagine you can. Pit road going to start to get busy soon as you see guys already coming down pit road. That's Jerry LeGrand coming down pit road. You're going to lose a lap, but you can come out on fresh tires and try to make up some ground, especially if you're kind of falling behind or got some damage. And we're starting to see pit road really get busy here as guys are going to start doing the undercut. Unless all of these guys have damage, which is possible. So we'll see what everybody decides to do. If you're moving through the field like Jonah Colbert, Mike Kostick, a couple of those drivers, you see, there goes Travis Beaver, there goes Steve McDonald. A lot of these guys on the move may decide to stretch it out a little bit, but if you're up towards the front and you're trying to make some positions, you might come down and get those fresh tires early and get that speed. But watching this battle here between the 31, 17, and 28 as pit road is starting to get really, really busy. See Mike Kostick come down pit road. So pit road busy. Mike Kostick gives up that 11th place position. Cody Boehm in that 2nd place comes down pit road. Jonathan Cofield as well. So pretty much everybody's starting to hit pit road. And once that happens, at some point, if you're Daniel Pope, Sean Cool, Tracy Passons, you've got to make the call that you got to make that happen, as those guys are going to get out ahead. Of course, if you feel confident, you can go as far as possible. Try to keep you from going a lap down. You see Jonathan Cofield get his faster pair on pit road. So a lot of stuff can happen. As we've got even more takers. Brandon Wallace in that 99 Reaper Racing Chevrolet coming down to get 4 tires and fuel. If he's coming down, you know it must be time, because Brandon Wallace known for pushing the limits of the fuel tank. He'll run it dry before he comes down pit road. Charlie Elmore. So we got green flag pit stops happening here. As Daniel Pope going to put Tyler Rice a lap down. Like Tyler Rice with a little bit of damage on that front end of that Ford. But really impressive racing. You know, a lot of times you get 43 drivers on the field and you just have caution after caution after caution. But that, you know, it doesn't surprise me at all that we're able. Oh, is Daniel Pope going to get really, really loose trying to get down pit road? Is he going to be able to get it slowed down in time? I think he did, but very, very close call as Daniel Pope and Sean Cool come down pit road along with Dylan Bates. Tracy passes pretty much the whole lead group coming down pit road together. That's pretty smart. You want to come out, get back in the draft, get as much speed while you can go full throttle. Have that draft and running full throttle is a huge boost in times. Everybody's about, 2 seconds off the pace here before going into pit road. So Blake Hopp in that 39 Valvoline machine going to take over the top spot. I'm still waiting on him to make his pit stop. Jonah Colbert in the 31 machine comes down pit road, gets a little bit loose. Oh, he's going to miss his pit stall and have to back up. The 31 machine on the move, but a little bit of trouble getting on the pit road. As you could see, he had to back up there to get back in his stall. That's not what you want to do. Is somebody coming hot into pit road. Looks like Elliot Carlson. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as everything sort of cycles around right now. Jason Lottridge in that 03 machine cycling to the front as he comes out right behind Daniel Pope. So Daniel Pope looks like he is going to be able to stay on the lead lap. That is huge because if a caution does come out, he's going to get to take over the top spot and everybody who pitted before him. Oh, and they got 3 wide here. What is this for? Oh, this is a battle for probably second place. This is Cody Boehm and Sean Cool almost going 3 wide there. As they're both trying to keep up with Daniel Pope, who they do not want to let get out too far ahead. So these guys are going to have to just work together just a little bit. You get antsy, you want to jump up there and race, but as you do, you'll watch that 16 car drive off into the sunset. So right now, your leader, Daniel Pope, currently running in 7th position, is Aaron Adcock in that 23. The 23 machine probably going to come down pit road pretty soon. Jason Lottridge, Kieran Church, they make their way down pit road. Well, I know Aaron Adcock, boy, if he could get a caution right now, he would be tickled pink. Be able to come down, get 4 tires and fuel without much stress. Everybody else going to take a wave around. But he is really pushing it. Of course, he did last pit on lap 12, so he came down on one of those cautions and got his fuel, so he can stretch it a little bit further than a couple of these other guys. So he's got about a 25-second lead over second place Travis Beaver, who has come down and made his pit stop, so he would cycle out to the lead. Waiting on Aaron Adcock to make that decision to come down pit road. Does not do it this time by. We'll go and check out the battle for second here. Chris McLean pitted on lap 34. He tried to make up a lot of time on those fresh tires, and he did. He's got about a second, though, over Daniel Pope, who will have much fresher tires, but it's a good strategy. He was already falling back with that damage he had early on. Come down, get that fast repair, get some of that damage fixed, and get back in it, get a caution about 10, 15 laps from now, sort of neutralize the field and be able to retain that top 5 spot. It is a very good strategy, but he's got a lot of guys on new tires headed his way. So, going to be tough if this goes all the way to the end. But right now, Aaron Adcock leads the way in that 23 American Grid apparel. Looks like he is coming down pit road now. Well, I thought he was. He let Kyle Roberts sort of go there. I thought for sure, but I think that's just the difference that Kyle Roberts has on those fresh tires. You see the difference is Kyle just kind of drove by him. Aaron sort of staying high, knowing that he is really, really off the pace. Aaron Adcock last lap ran a 32.78, where Travis Beaver ran a 31.42, so about a second and a half difference versus these old tires and new tires. He stays out yet again and getting all the laps that he can. Getting that 23 machine out front. Just had a baby, so congratulations there in Adcock. Just had a brand new baby boy, and congratulations to him. I know he'd love to get that win tonight if he could, but really stretching that. Looks like he's going to come down pit road. Let's go aboard as he goes down pit road, see how he makes it. Calm and collected as he comes down pit road, makes the left turn down on pit road. Going to make his stop. Not to slide too far through the pit stop. He's able to get into his box, see the jacks go up. So he does give up the lead. And so that will give the lead back to Travis Beaver as he cycles around. But he has got Daniel Pope all over the back bumper. And Daniel Pope looking to take the lead yet again as he goes down to the inside. About 4 lap pressure tires that Pope has over Beaver. That will make a big difference. 4 laps is the difference between running wide open and having to lift just slightly. So Travis not really going to be able to fight these guys. Chris McLean as well. You see he's already fallen back a little bit. But yeah, really interesting to see how this is playing out. Got to check in on some big movers as we're watching the lead here. Let's go check in through the field. We got Mike Kostick up 14 spots, running in 7th. Just having a nice, clean race, making up 14 spots. He is moving. Probably one of the best tire savers I've ever seen. A fantastic road racer, but he is no slouch on the ovals. I can tell you that from experience, as he is a heck of a competitor. Really, really enjoyed racing with him. Got Garrett Kinder. I know Kevin Kinder about to wear me out, not showing this 13 machine. But here he is, up 12 spots from where he started, running in the 11th position. And if my math is correct, he started in 23rd. So he is making up a lot of ground. We saw him around an incident early on, probably scared him just a little bit, but didn't phase him. About to crack the top 10 just a little bit behind Charles Stevens. Jerry LeGrand right behind him. That Schmiel Racing Design number 48 machine. He is up 15 spots. Just got a lot of guys who started towards the back, bad qualifying efforts, but are making big charges to the front. Jerry LeGrand, excuse me. Moving as well, Jonah Colbert. No surprise here, the defending champion in that 31, starting in the back, slowly making his way towards the front. He is currently in the 16th position. Matt Telder in the number 1. Toyota, he is in 18th, up 13 spots, having himself a good run. Brandon Wallace running in 19th. He started pretty much at the back, just slowly working his way through the field. 18 spots is how many he's picked up. And Philip Monzo in that blue and white Chevrolet, and started all the way at the back, and he has made his way up into the top, trying to crack the top 25 here, but he's under fire. Kieran Church, who is looking to the inside in that 22 machine. Kieran, our leader at the start of the race, talk about big movers. Here's big losers. Is Kieran started on the pole. He led the race for about, I don't know, 3/4 of a lap as he goes down into turn 3 and just loses it. And did a great job of saving it. Looks like he has elected not to fix that truck just yet, saving that fast repair. But he is currently running in the 27th position. Definitely disappointing for him already. But there's still a lot of time. We're just over halfway, lap 57 of 100. But the laps are going to click off pretty quick, especially as we've been under green this whole time. Let's go back up front, though. As we watch, we got a 3-car breakaway between Daniel Pope, Sean Cool, and Dylan Bates. No surprise there. These guys are some of the best racers on iRacing, in my opinion. And these guys really, I think these guys are teammates as well, so no doubt they're working together. Really, really smart. You know, a lot of people really kind of don't really know how to work together as a team sometimes. They get up there and they want to race each other and really put each other in bad spots, cause each other to lose time. But you can definitely see these 3 drivers running nose to tail. They're getting a draft. Sean Cool, Dylan Bates getting a draft, and Dylan Bates, very, very aggressive driver. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, some people are aggressive, some are a little bit more passive. But knowing that if he got a run, he would take it. But you can see he's just holding off, and they're using that draft. They're running nose to tail, not slowing each other down, and really starting to pull away. Travis Beaver, 1.75 seconds back in 4th place. So these guys are starting to pull away on the field. Got to be concerning if some of these guys have been up front all race long. Cody Bain, Chris McLean, and even Mike Cossack, who's on his way towards the front. They are really starting to put some laps down here. They're about a 10th faster than anybody else. The closest driver is Mike Cossack, who just that last lap was about half a tenth slower than these 3 right here. So they are running in the 32.1s, and not too many people are running that fast. So bad news for everybody in the field, as these guys have really done a good job of getting down on pit road, getting off, getting connected, getting through the older tires, and getting out front and starting to sail away. Go check in on Kyle Roberts as he is looking to the back bumper of Jason Lautry. He's got Jonathan Cofield right behind him. He's got a little bit of damage to the right side of his trucks. He's going to go to the outside. Worked the top side as Jonathan Cofield just, made it all the way up to the top 5 and got caught up in something that really didn't even have anything to do with him. Just trying to get through it. Gets a little bit of damage, just trying to recover. But this is for the 23rd spot. Kyle Roberts falling back just a little bit as comes Aaron Adcock with those fresh tires, just kind of flying by Kyle, but Kyle still made up some ground where he started. He's up 4 spots, doing a good job. He looks pretty calm, man. No stress out of him. Got a battle brewing that we saw early in the race. Cody Bain, Chris McLean. I'll tell you who won't work. He's ready to go. That's Chris McLean. If he thinks he can get around you, he thinks he's faster, he's going. He ain't messing around with you. And he likes to race, man. That's just all. I mean, there's so many different types of drivers. You got some guys who are real patient. You got some guys who are very, very aggressive. You got some guys who want to go and get around people as fast as possible. Some willing to take a chance and sit behind somebody. So you got all kinds of drivers. So ain't nothing wrong with any of it. Especially if you end up in victory lane, which Chris McLean has. So he's got to be doing something right. And still, after all that he's been through, he's still running in 7th and running down, trying to make a move here on Cody Bain for the 6th position. Goes down to the inside. Made a little contact earlier. Don't know if there's a little bit of bad blood there. As you're going to see Cody really get down on the door. That's what happened last time is Chris sort of washes up the track a little bit. That right front gets a little bit heated. That's one thing you have to be careful. I talked about it earlier. You want to drive down to the corner, get on the brakes, get the truck slowed down, and then get back on the gas as soon as possible to run as much speed as you can. Hold on to it. But if you get on the gas too early and you're full throttle and that truck starts pushing towards the outside retaining wall, you could be in trouble, especially with somebody on the outside. So he's trying to make that work. Watch Chris McLean work the top side, see what it can do. See if there's any advantage there. We got a pass for the lead though, as Sean Cool has gone by Daniel Pope. We'll go back and watch that pass for position in just a second, as we're just on board with Chris McLean. He tries to get by the 78 machine of Cody Bain. Just watching that outside and how he's able to get the run off the corner as the 78 has to really scrub off speed as he comes off the bottom. You see the run he gets here And that draft really gives him a boost down the back end of the straightaway. Just not able to get there just yet and get a run on him. This is really, really great racing. He's going to get to the outside of him now. He's going to get a nice run. Going to work the top side. Cody going to be able to get the speed through the entry in the middle, but let's see what the run that Chris can get off the corner. You're going to see a big run here as it goes down to the back straightaway. We're going to go down to the inside, and now he is on the attack as drives it down to the corner, does a little slide job, and able to take over that position. Let's see if Cody comes back on him. Cody going to just give him a bump down the straightaway. Not willing to. Oh, he gives him a shot down into the corner and drives down to the bottom. These guys ain't done yet. These guys are not playing around. I said I was going to get up to the pass for the lead, but this is pretty awesome to watch. But I think Chris now is going to be able to get that run off the top side and hold on to that position. And let's go back and watch as Sean Cool, Cody Bain comes down pit road. Let's go back and watch this path to the lead. Sean Cool in that 25 machine. Goes down to the inside of Daniel Pope. Takes over that top spot. Pope gonna settle in second place. But Sean Cool gets up there and gets a bonus point for leading a lap. And he will take over the lead. Too many dang cars on the track. Computer's struggling with this. It took a while for that to happen, man. We got a whole bunch of folks on pit road as we got Chris McLean, Travis Beaver, Steve McDonald, Blake Hop, Jerry LeGrand, Andy Kurtz, Matt Clement, all coming down pit road for scheduled pit stops. So 2-stop race tonight, obviously. As Travis Beaver comes off pit road, so guys making their stop pit road very, very busy. As Travis Beaver going to win this battle off pit road. Josh Oswald in the 17 machine comes down with Brandon Wallace right behind him. Look at that 99. Second round of pit stops already underway as Sean Cool, Daniel Pope, Dylan Bates run 1, 2, 3. Well, all right. Well, we're gonna do a. We're going to have to do a crank it up because poor old overlay's having trouble. There's too many dang cars on the track, and it is struggling. So we're going to reboot that as we do a little bit of crank it up here. Alrighty. Well, a little bit of crank it up as I try to fix my issues. I don't know what's going on. But we finally get everything going. Corey Bigley going to give up top 5 running position to come down pit road. Leaders, asking in the chat, can leaders make it to the NI? There is no way. As you see, Sean Cool really getting on the brakes, trying to get down to speed, get a little bit sideways, but able to get down. Hopefully it didn't speed as he got real close to sliding through the commitment cone there. But top 3 come down pit road, so to answer your question, they cannot make it to the end, but this will be the last stop. So they are in best position if everything goes green, I believe. We got some guys who pitted a little bit early who will cycle around to the front of the field. but I think we're going to see some guys leapfrog these 3 drivers, but they will be on the hunt. I think they've got the best situation here, as they've kind of pitted later than most folks. So we'll see how that plays out. We saw Travis Beaver, Chris McLean, Cody Bain go down pit road, and they, Dylan Bates, Sean Cool, and Daniel Pope just coming off pit road. They are now almost 4 seconds behind this little group here, as these guys have been able to run at least 3 or 4 laps, maybe more, full throttle. And you kind of see these guys sort of working together. They saw what those drivers were doing, and normally these drivers pushing these trucks really hard. We've already talked about it, and you see them sort of working together here, sort of like those top 3. Normally Cody Bain, driving that truck down at the bottom with that run, but you see them knowing the situation that they're in. Got to work together, even with people that you wouldn't consider your teammates. I would rather fight it out between Travis Beaver and Cody Bain from Chris McLean than to have Sean Cool, Dylan Bates, Michael Kossick, Daniel Pope all join the battle. It's going to be way harder to get that win. Matt Telder in that one machine gives up the lead, comes down pit road. That's going to give the lead to Aaron Adcock, who is some 18 seconds ahead of the eventual leader, Travis Beaver. As the difference in tires is Aaron going to really stretch it. Hope to get that caution. Let him cycle around, at least put pressure on guys that decide if they're going to stay out. We go, another 10, 15 laps or so, and the caution does come out. Aaron's going to be in a sweet spot, be able to come down with those guys and retain the lead. But only 22 laps to go here at Chicagoland in the James Smith 150 here in the Hardline Transport Solutions Rebels Truck Series. We got some awards to give out. We might as well go ahead and give some out while we still can. And I'm going to go ahead and give out the best paint here tonight. Jeff by Junior Art Best Paint. And that's going to go to Sean Cool in the 25 machine, as that machine looks real good. As I'd say LSDK is just struggling. There he is. 25 machine looking good. Whoever painted that, man, they did a fantastic job to get a good angle on it, but I like it. Colors look really good. That's the Jeff by Junior Best Paint. And you see the 3 drivers behind them trying to work together and make it back up towards the front. But not a lot of time to do it. 19 laps to go. And they are some 4 seconds back still from these top 3. So we'll see that Chris McLean has, I don't know what happened to Cody Bain, but he has dropped back a little bit from these front 2. That will definitely help this second pack, as they're starting to close in about 3.5 seconds now. Last lap they were about a tenth faster that second group, so they're definitely catching them. Just do they have enough time? See Phil Monzo in that 40 machine going to the inside. He is a lap down. I don't know what happened to Cody, if he had some sort of issue, because he was right there behind him. Felt like he was going to be in good position. Don't know if he kind of got out of shape or what happened, but he's kind of lost this front little crew here. Man, I'll tell you what, this group right here is moving. We'll go back and look at this, see if we can see some lap time history. And you see Cody Bain losing over half a second last lap. So with 16 laps to go, Cody going the wrong direction. Don't know if he had some sort of issue. I'm not real sure what happened. His truck looks really good. Doesn't look like he had any damage, but just unfortunately, I don't see anything any kind of contact that would make me think that something went wrong, but definitely not able to see those drivers right now. But right out front, well, out front technically is Aaron Adcock, who is about 10 seconds ahead. And you see the difference in time there. Travis Beaver, second and a half, second every lap faster. You know, if he's a second a lap faster every lap, and let's say Aaron Adcock can make it to the end, they will not be able to catch him. So, you know, I don't know if Aaron maybe stuck one in on him. If he can make it on fuel, I think at this rate, 14 laps to go. Let's see, as Travis goes across the line, we'll see what that interval is here. Another 8/10. So at this rate, he will not catch him. So if Aaron can make it to the end, we saw Aaron, you know, sort of stretch at the first run, and he pitted on lap 12. Cannot make it, as I was trying to build some sort of some drama, and Aaron Adcock gives up the lead, comes down pit road, and come to make his final pit stop, and that will give the lead back over to Travis Beaver. Chris McLean in all kinds of traffic, guys on new tires, making it difficult for him to keep up with Travis. Travis doing a great job. Travis started in the 15th position. Boy, he is looking really strong here with only 13 laps to go. He's in a good spot. But boy, these three right here are coming. Well, it's four actually. Oh my goodness. That's a 33. Butch Taylor almost making contact here, but this is the battle to watch right here as we'll go out the front. Oh, Sean, cool. You can see that orange truck up there. That is Travis Beaver. That's who they got to get to. They got 12 laps to go. Chris McLean, you can see him coming, and he is already having to go back around the lap car here of Greg Froning. So frustrating when you're trying to hold off guys and run down the lead, race for the win, and you got guys on new tires racing you. They have every right to do it, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating, as here comes Sean Cool with a huge run here. Going to go down the inside of Greg Froning in that 71 with the 91 of Dylan Bates right behind him. So 11 laps to go. These three have caught up to the front runners. It is going to be an exciting race. See how this plays out. Chris McLean in big trouble here. It's going to be so hard to hold these drivers off. Will the tires equalize? Has he saved enough? You know, how much is he willing to fight? These guys working together. Chris McLean up to the top side. That is a defensive position for sure, as he is not going to give it up. I mean, there's no way. He just can't do it. He's going to go on board with Sean Cool here. Patrick Miller says, yeah, it's a lot of trucks. That's right. We have to send 3 guys home tonight. Can't believe it. How often do you hear that? Sean Cool going to go down to the inside of, oh my goodness, in the, oh, 09 sort of throws a block there on Chris McLean. McLean with nowhere to go. Gets stuck behind that 09 machine and puts him. Let's go back and see that again, as man, that was incredibly unlucky for Chris McLean as he, let's go on board with it. You see that 09 machine right in front of him. He needs to keep that truck going, and 09 just basically sort of a roadblock in front of him. Just really wild. Of course, 09 really probably trying to get out of the way, but it couldn't have been worse for Chris McLean. That made that pass real easy for those three. So right now, this is the battle for the win with 7 laps to go. Travis Beaver going to have to fight as hard as he's ever fought. We look at the track map here. You see a lot of room out in front of that 114 machine, so Travis Beaver shouldn't have to deal with any lap trucks that are going to get in his way for now, at least. So can he hold on to it? Does he have enough to hang on and hold these drivers off? You know they've had to drive real hard to get up to them. So how much is left in that 25 machine? How much is left in that 91? How much is left in that 16? I mean, there's just so many questions here, as Travis Beaver has done a fantastic job so far. But how much has he saved? He's been able to hold off and save a little bit and hang on to some of that tire for this last little run here. But 5 laps to get it done and get the win, lock himself into the playoffs. And the best time to lock yourself in the playoffs is the first race of the season, because, man, it sure does take a lot of pressure off. But Sean Cool is there down the front straightaway. Sean Cool takes that run, dives down to the bottom, and you see Travis Beaver not going to give an inch. You can't give him the exit. If you do, he's going to get a really nice run down the straightaway. Travis Beaver, though, in trouble, as he's going to drive down on the door of the 25, keep his foot in it, try to get the run off the top side. That's his only defense here. But Sean Cool looks very strong down there on the bottom. Don't know the tire difference. I had to restart SDK, so that information I don't have. But sometimes it ain't the tire, it's the driver, and that 114 is fighting hard to hang on to that lead. 25. 91, you really can't decide where he wants to go. You can definitely tell they've been working together. But if the 91 goes up behind the 114, that's going to give him a boost down the straightaway. So he kind of doesn't want to do that, but all they're doing is just kind of bunching each other up. But Travis Beaver doing a fantastic job with 4 to go. But Sean Cool does get the draft down the straightaway. And I think Sean is going to be able to clear him here. Let's see if they come off the corner. Has been able to make that pass. Not quite. Travis Beaver is fighting hard here. I think going to be tough to hold it here into 3 and 4. Still hanging on to it, but yeah, definitely could see the tire difference. It's not much. It's just a few laps, but you can see that it's enough. 114 looks like he is starting to run out of steam here, as Sean Cool does take over the top spot. The 114 is still there, though. He gets a run here through the middle of 1 and 2, and Dylan Bates going to go up right behind him. So Sean Cool not able to complete that pass just yet, as we're coming down to 2 to go. Travis Beaver is making the 25's life difficult. Sean going to try to do a slide job here. Travis is going to go down to the inside, but Sean with the slide job, that's enough to cut that momentum off. And Sean will take the lead with 2 laps to go. What a great drive by these drivers, but it is not over yet. White flag is as they go down into 3 and 4, side by side for second place. Sean Cool, though, driving into the distance. And that was checkered flag, because SDK is, for some reason, all messed up. So Sean Cool does take home the victory. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's going on, but my my tower not updating at all. But that's the way it goes. First race of the season. Oh, looks like final lap finally showed up. But there's your winner. Sean Cool takes home the victory with that great drive there at the end, having to drive from almost 4 seconds back to get to the front. And Travis Beaver comes home in second with a great effort to hold those guys off. And Dylan Bates comes home third. Just a fantastic drive here. As you see him doing burnouts down on the front straightaway. Brandon Wallace comes in at the end and gives him a shot. But let's go over the results and see where everybody finished. If I can. I don't even know if it'll work. We're going to try, though. Well, I have no idea what's going on with this thing, but anyway, we will go through it manually, and I'll just tell y'all just have to believe me. Sean Cool, Travis Beaver, Dylan Bates, your top three. Daniel Pope finishes in fourth. Chris McLean in fifth. Mike Kostick in sixth. Cody Bame in seventh. Jonah Colbert, 32 positions. He is the Hard Charger Award winner. So congratulations, Dark Horse Motorsports. Hard Charger Award goes to Jonah Colbert, who makes up 32 spots to finish in 8th position. Ninth is Charles Stevens Jr. 10th, Chuck Phelps. Steve McDonald in 11th. Blake Hopp in 12th. Andy Kurtz in 13th. Josh Oswald in 14th. Matt Telder, 15th. Tracy Passons in 16th. 17th, Corey Bigley. 18th, Brandon Wallace. 19th, Garrett Kinder. 20th, Jerry LeGrand. 21st, Brandon Pollock. 22nd, Jason Lottridge. 23rd, Jonathan Cofield. 24th, Kyle Roberts. 25th, Matt Clemon. 26th, Aaron Adcock. 27th, Kieran Church. 28th is Phil Hitman Monzo. 29th is Greg Froenick. 30th, Alex Veith. 31st, Charlie L. Moore. 32nd, Gary Wright. 33rd, Elliott Carlson. 34th, Butch Taylor. 35th, Rick Rube. 36th, Mike Veith. 37th, Tyler Rice. 38th, Eric Tracy. 39th, Mickey Isaac. 40th, Matt Knights. 41st, Tyler Weeks. 42nd, Fry Hubbard. And 43rd, Todd Schott. We saw him getting that accident early. Just a tough deal for those drivers. Well, all right. Well, let's go ahead and get into the Flexible Freight Solutions post-race show. I want to give out a couple. The last award is going to be your No Neck Fast Repairs Hard Luck Award winner, and we're going to have to give that out to man, I don't know. There was a couple guys who had some tough luck, but let's go ahead and give it to Todd Schott, who brought up the rear with that early incident. Just a tough deal. Ended up in last place, so got turned into the wall. Just tight racing. Neither really, I don't think it's anybody's fault. Just a racing incident, but early on got in some trouble, and he finds himself at the back of the pack. So that's your No Neck Fast Repair Hard Luck Award. But let's go ahead and get into the interviews, and let's talk to these three drivers up front and see how the race went for them. First up, we're going to talk to Dylan Bates. Dylan, is Eddie in the booth? You got me?
I gotcha.
Well, man, congratulations. Really fun race to watch you guys run this particular track, which is a lot of wide open. Early on, you have to manage the tires just a little bit, and it just depends on how the race goes is how you attack this race. But early on, really aggressive up front, trying to keep track position. Talk about your race, man. How'd it go? What were you trying to do? And then there at the end, talk a little bit about you trying to run down those front two or three and working together with your teammates to get it back up to the front.
Yeah, there early on, I thought the race was just going to be caution after caution. So I was like, what, we're just going to have to drop the hammer and get to the front here. So I made the push to get up there, and then me and the 5-car, McLean, made some contact, and it kind of screwed my truck up. And, I just kind of fought that until we were able to pit. So I rode around like 4th or 5th there, and then was able to pit, get that damage fixed, and teamed up with my teammates, Sean Cool and Daniel Pope there, and we just freight trained back up there. So it was a lot of fun, and it helps when you got guys like that to race with to help pull each other along.
Yeah, how hard is it knowing that you got to work together? I mean, you're teammates, but you get those runs, you have to lift. You get those runs, you have to lift. You go, man, I think I might be faster, but I know I got to work with these guys, or neither one of us is going to have an issue. How hard is it to make that decision to do that? Let's just pretend they weren't your teammates. How hard is it to work with people at these type of races to knowing you gotta try to get up to the front? You can't race each other.
Well, yeah, you just got to be disciplined, man. Like, that the only lap that pays money is the last one, so you gotta try to just make sure they're in position for that at the end, and that's all you're really thinking about the whole time when that's happening. So you're just hoping for that last lap, and yeah, that was just kind of the goal.
Yeah, how surprised were you that we got 2 green flag pit stops the first race of the season with 43 trucks? How surprised were you that we were able to get that done and you had 2 green flag pit stops and able to pull that strategy off at the end?
I was really surprised after how the first half of the race went. I thought I didn't expect that at all, and yeah, it was a lot of fun to do the green flag pit stops, and I think it kind of played in our favor there. But yeah, we were hoping to get Sean, me, and Pope all in the top three there would have been cool, but Travis just put up a good fight up there, and it was hard to get around him at the end. So.
Well, yeah, I don't mean to ask you so many questions, and I know you were trying to get out of here, but
Oh,
I
you're
do want
good.
to ask you there at the end, you were trying to help Sean get around Travis, but Travis, man, really putting up a great fight, like you said. How tough was it to make decision? I got to run low to help Sean get that run down the straightaway, but hey, I could jump up on the high side and make something happen here at the end of the race. How hard was it to pick the lane, decide where to go? There at the end as you were trying to help your teammate, but also, Travis fighting really hard was able to kind of, pull Daniel right up to you and maybe even let a couple other drivers get to you. How hard was it to kind of stick behind him? Did you feel like you had any room to make it, maybe take it 3 wide?
I don't know about 3 wide. I just couldn't quite get that run, but I definitely probably could have chose to push Travis instead of Sean and go that route. But I think that I don't know. I thought we had a bigger advantage than we did with the tires because we pit before Travis did. So I thought we were going to have a little more rubber there at the end, and I thought that when we caught him, we would just be able to kind of turn and go on. But I think the tires equalized there more than I thought at the end, and we weren't able to get around him and clear him like I thought. So that's really the only reason that kind of played out that way in my head. But
Well, fantastic race. It was a lot of fun to watch y'all up there trading paint early on, get it kind of wrapped up, and then some really nice strategy to the end to get that third place finish. So congratulations, a great way to start the season. As always, who do you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
oh yeah, man, just all the guys back at 16 XCI Racing, TB Enterprise, Superior Performance Motorsports, and all them guys. They're a good group to hang out with and a lot of fun to race with, like tonight.
All right, well, there you have it. Third place, Dylan Bates. Congratulations. Let's go ahead and get a couple other drivers in here. Travis Beaver, your second place finisher. Travis Beaver, the stadium, the booth. You got me?
Eddie, what's up, man?
Man, not too much, but playing a little spoiler. This little Velocity Motorsports 3 trio kind of got out front with that pit strategy, was running nose to tail. Looked like going into that last pit stop, they had the thing won, but you came out and you played sort of spoiler there. Talk about your race a little bit early on, and then I got some questions about the end there.
Yeah. Early on, I didn't qualify as good as I wanted to, and was kind of just trying to stay out of trouble, but knew if it went green, that I thought I could save some tires, kind of make my way up through, and probably when we came time to pit the first time on the green, I think I got myself up to about sixth. I started moving up, running the top a little bit, and that was helping. And then when we made the first pit stop, I overcooked it going in and almost spun out, so that almost ended my race right there.
Well, really amazing job to be able to take that lead on those last stops with those that pitting just a little bit early, not too early, but early, and come out with the lead. And luckily, it seemed like Chris McLean, Cody Bain were willing to work together with you at the end. And then there at the very, very end, they caught you with about 5 or so laps to go, and you fought your guts out to hold off that trio. Talk about how much fun that was to hold Sean off and come so close to be able to get that win on the first race of the season.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean, we were going around there, and they had caught me and passed me, and I was kind of looking at the fuel, looking at the laps, and I was like, if I pit on 70, there, I figured they would probably go about 5, 6, 7 more laps, and I thought, well, maybe I'll get out ahead, and they'll catch traffic at the wrong spot. And then, you're looking at the relative and you see them coming up through, and it's like, all right, here they are. And I kind of just went in on the top there, just kind of hoping, hey, maybe if I can hook it through here, hold him down a little bit, side draft, maybe I'll be able to, at least hold in for a podium. And we went through the first lap, and it was like, oh, I'm still leading. And Kurtz is with me on the radio, and I'm like, hey, I'm holding these guys off. And he's like, all right, keep it going. So almost worked out, but definitely, like you said, great run. I definitely was not expecting to get second, and I know those guys are all top runners, so really, really stoked.
Well, just an amazing drive at the end to hold off those guys as long as you did on old tires. Man, second place is very, very impressive early in the season. It's a good way to start it off. But as always, man, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my teammate, Mr. Kurtz, our Kansas City Chiefs fan. Brett Bieber wasn't in the race with us tonight, so I'll give him a shout out too. And then, I got to thank Hardline Transport Solutions, Kinder Farm and Ranch, Flexible Freight Solutions, Dark Horse, No Next, Chuck Pegleg Felts, and Jeff By Jr. for the art. So,
All right. Well, congratulations, Travis, on the second place. We'll see you next week.
all right, see you, Eddie.
Well, all right. Let's bring in the man of the hour who's patiently waiting in Discord. Don't want to waste any more time. Let's get Sean Cool in the booth. Sean, you got me?
I do. Hey, Eddie.
Well, man, it's good to meet you. I don't think I've talked to you, but man, looks like we'll be talking to you a bunch. As this race, you really showed off a lot of just overall racecraft. I think was really on display between you and your teammates. Just kind of being in the mix early on, and then the two green flag pit stops, which I think surprised everybody with 43 trucks. We actually sent 3 trucks home, but to have 2 green flag pit stops, you guys really just showed off there on those pit stops and able to come out there at the end with about a 4-second gap between you and the leaders and able to run them down and get them at the end. Really, really impressive stuff. So congratulations on your win first off. But talk about your race. Kind of what was your plan going into tonight? What did you have in mind? What you think was going to happen? You started 6th, so you're up there at front already. What was your plan? What were y'all thinking about going into the race?
Yeah, well, thanks for the kudos. But going into the race, I didn't really know. I really didn't know what I would have. I don't really do a lot of the big track mile and a half stuff all that often. Thought we'd give it a go with these guys. They seem like a great group, and it was definitely a great race. I haven't done green flag stops in years, so the fact that we got through those that well, that was something to be proud of from my perspective. And aside from the first couple cautions, there was a little chaos there, but after we got past that, it was pretty smooth sails. It was actually a lot of fun working with some teammates and friends, and just trying to see what strategy we could come up with and keep the trucks clean. That's the one thing. You get any little bit of damage on these things, and they lose a lot of speed. So just trying to keep them clean and see what we had there.
Yeah, I mean, tell me when you came out of the pits and you saw the gap and you knew what you had to do. You had to feel the confidence of having your teammates behind you. You knew you were going to draft. You knew that you weren't going to have to fight for position. But you still had 4 seconds to make up. How surprised were you that Travis was able to hold, kind of keep that gap? And then once you got to him, I'd be able to hold you off on the outside as long as you did.
Yeah, I was in the same camp as Dylan there. I was hearing when he was talking. I really thought that we just out tire him at the end there, roll around the bottom, and we try to work together to pull each other all through. It's just kind of a product of the draft racing, and having a couple guys that are ready to work with you, that's really to no detriment, that's for sure. But at the end there, Travis did a hell of a job. Kudos to him. He really, really worked the top grooves really well there. Used everything he had left, and I'm not lying when I say we had all we could do to get around him there.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. Tell me real quick, and I'll let you go. But tell me what it's like. I mean, you guys got to feel really confident on short tracks. As we go to places like Iowa, or we hit any kind of short track, North Wilkesboro, you got to feel really, really confident in this field. But tell me, what is your plan to attack these bigger tracks like the Homesteads and Daytonas? You velocity. There's no surprise. Like there's no secret anymore that you guys are very, very talented. But as you go to these bigger tracks, kind of what's your thought process of how you're going to deal with places like Daytona, Homestead, those places like that. How are you guys what are you guys working on to bring to those tracks?
Yeah, well, I mean, to no surprise, keeping the truck clean, right? Being there at the end, that's the start. Getting through kind of that first quarter of the race is a big deal, and then it kind of sets itself up from there, and you start strategizing. But we're obviously going to work together. We're a good bunch of friends that have been teammates for a while, and we just like to come out here and race and have fun with other groups of people that are just a good time, and there's no shortage of a good time with these guys here in the Rebels Truck League. As far as the short tracks, yeah, we're definitely we feel confident there. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of other talent though that we're going to have to compete with, and we'll do our best with that. But as far as big tracks go, we'll just try to learn the draft game, and we'll try to work with anyone that's willing to work, and we'll do our best.
Cool. Well, congratulations on getting that win. I mean, you punched your ticket to the playoff, and I was saying earlier, punching your ticket on the first lap or the first race, excuse me, is the best time to do it. It takes all the pressure off, and you can really focus on your teammates going out through the season. So, congratulations. And as always, man, who you got to thank? Any sponsors, shout outs?
Yeah, well, thank you for all the kudos and all the nice words. I want to thank our Velocity Motorsports and 16XCI Racing SPM guys. I definitely want to thank everyone that puts the league on here at in Rebels, and you guys for broadcasting up in the booth. Just everyone that makes this thing go around, and I'm excited for the season. It should be a lot of fun.
All right. Well, there you have it. Sean Cool, your winner tonight, as he takes home the first race here at Chicago. So, congratulations to him and everybody in the field. Hey, look, I want to give props to everybody tonight. As man, I tell you what, it was very, very impressive to see 43 drivers. We only had a couple cautions, 2 or 3 cautions, and then we had some incidents, guys getting into each other. I think that should be expected. But guys, kind of getting some damage, but not causing a wreck. Just a good showcase of the talent that we have out here. And then to have 2 green flag pit stops for the rest of the race, just extremely impressive. So I want to give a shout out to the whole field tonight, putting on a show. 43 drivers on the track and only have 3 cautions in a 100-lap race. Just unbelievable. So thank everybody in the field for doing that. You keep that up. I mean, we're looking at some really, really good racing. It's just a lot more fun to race like that than it is to run 2 laps and drive under caution. So you got to commend the whole field. Fantastic race. Want to thank first and foremost. I want to thank Matt Clemon, who puts this on, and he has put so much work into this. The graphics, to getting some sponsors, to figuring everything out, working out how to deal with the issue of having more than 43 drivers. Man, I cannot tell you how impressed I am with how he's gotten this league going. And the credit goes to the drivers on the track, but man, I gotta tell you, there's a lot of credit that goes to him. The reason why the race is like it was tonight. So Matt Clemon, want to shout him out as a very, very important part of this league and this series as the commissioner. So definitely want to shout him out. But definitely want to thank all of our sponsors. Of course, we're in the Flexible Freight Solutions post race show. So want to thank Flexible Freight Solutions. I'm really going to struggle with that, I think. But thank them and Davey Jones for supporting this league like he always has. Hardline Transport Solutions, of course, Mike Bertosa wasn't able to make the race, got stuck in traffic. Hate to see that. He was supposed to be my in-race reporter, so I was really looking forward to talking to him. But we'll get him next week. But he is a huge supporter, has been a massive supporter of this league for so long. So I want to thank Hardline Transport Solutions. Kinder Farm and Ranch for all the wreckage rewinds tonight. Had a few of them, but not many. Those cows will probably get some work next week as we go to Iowa. But Dark Horse Motorsports, No Neck Fast Repair, Chuck Pegleg Phelps, Jeff by Junior Art, and all of the other supporters, sponsors, people watching, keeping chat exciting, pulling for their favorite drivers. That's a big deal. And want to thank y'all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We're going to keep improving, keep getting better. Sorry about the issues with the timing and scoring towards the end there. I'm not really sure what happened. We'll investigate. We'll get it right. But we'll get it back better than ever next week. But thank y'all very much for watching. We will see y'all next week at Iowa. Let's pull up the schedule one more time and see what we're dealing with. And you go into Iowa next week. 120 laps at Iowa should be a lot of fun. Homestead, which is always a blast. And then we're going to hit the high banks of Daytona. You normally see that at the first race of the season, but you know what? It always starts the seasons off on a bad foot. Whenever you start with Daytona, everybody's always kind of mad and upset. So we move it about 3 or 4 races in, so you get a little bit of chance to race around folks before we hit Daytona. But that'll be a lot of fun for sure, as it always is. So. But congratulations to everybody. Congratulations to Sean Cool and all the rest of the top 5. And like I said, everybody in the race for putting on a great show. Y'all have a good night, and we will see y'all next week for Iowa here in the Rebel Truck Series on Sunday night, but we'll be broadcasting a lot of races here on Rebel Racing Network. So definitely subscribe if you're not already. I think most of you are, but go ahead and subscribe because Friday nights we'll be doing both the Grand National Series and the ARCA Series back to back. So back to back, really awesome racing, 2 great series. I cannot wait to get that started. And then Sunday night will be the Rebel Trucks. And then as we get into March, Apex, one of our sister series, run by Aaron Adcock, will start up, and we'll be hitting Thursday nights as well. So come on out. Got a lot of racing coming up, so should be a lot of fun. And hope to see y'all out for every one of the races and maybe in the races. But anyway, I'm Eddie. Thank you for watching. We'll see y'all next week.